was trying to figure out and digging down into the sort of thought process and trying to figure out his psychosis, his way of looking at the world. And then there was incredible sort of power in it. I mean, he's figured out a way in which he's untouchable. He trumps all. He holds himself above. He's sort of supreme. He's God. I mean, if he would laugh at the notion of any kind of God, but if there were one, it would be him, because he can do all. You know, I mean, it was very sort of supremely arrogant and sort of empowering position to be in. You know, I didn't really look at other films or anything. You know, you never really know where all the imagery is coming from. I mean, whether it's your own or whether it's subconsciously stuff that you've gathered. You know what I mean? I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm having a dream and I'm not sure whether the imagery is completely created in my own mind or whether it's subconscious stuff that I've gathered somewhere. But I've always been that guy that when I was watching cable TV and a documentary comes on about Ted Bundy or Jeffrey Dahmer or any of those guys, I can never turn the channel. I'm like, oh, because I'm sort of just morbidly curious about how they rationalize it, like how they set it right in their own minds. Because there has to always be a part in the deepest part of the recesses of their soul that knows that they're the broken animal. But they have to still rationalize it. And he rationalizes it in a really sort of interesting way. And instead of sort of like running from that subconscious nagging truth in the bottom of his soul, he completely and utterly embraces it and turns it on its head. He uses it as that ultimate trump card. This is why I am all-powerful. I learned a lot about that stuff, and I had someone helping me, because I remember I read an interview about Christian Bale when he did that craziness that he did for the Machinist, and I think he ate one apple a day for like months on end, and I was like, that can't be healthy for you. I mean, it just can't. And number one, I didn't want it to look as skeletal as he was. I wanted it to be more of a, you know, sort of snake-like, you know, vascular thing. And so I got help from a guy who orchestrated the sort of nutritional and exercise stuff. And what I learned is that it's about 75% diet. The workouts were not long. They were only an hour and a half to 2 hours, but they never stopped. Like, there was no resting. I mean, I've been in a gym off and on because I played athletics through college and kind of thought I knew my way around a gym. This was not like nothing I've ever done before. It was circuit training, never stopping. It ends up being incredibly cardiovascular. I mean, I always felt like puking at the end of these workouts, and they'd only be about an hour and a half long, you know. So it wasn't a ton of time in the gym. It just was really intense time in the gym. And then 75% of it was calorie intake. And it just started happening pretty quickly, actually.